welcome. This is the Market Wrap. You're watching live on Bloomberg Queen. Let's take a look at how the markets have fared today and through the course of the week. Well, starting off with today, it's been perhaps a little bit of a dull day, even though we did see the indices come off by a little less than 1%. Bharti Infratel was the only stock which advanced by over 1%. After that, we've seen a lot of losers. The momentum on the indices with the declines were Z Entertainment, IndusInd Bank, Indiabulls Housing Finance, Bharti Airtel, as well as Axis Bank and Kotak Mahindra Bank, all declining trade. In fact, a whole host of banks in the private sector space were bearing down on the indices, as well as the Nifty Bank. On the broader markets, where we were keeping an eye on REITs and Himmat Singh Kasir, along with something like a V-Mart retail advancing by 4%. But Jet Airways continues to remain under pressure, as was the case for Reliance Capital and Syntex Plastics. Syngene was the other one, which was also, down and out. But moving on, as far as this week is concerned, again, it was a volatile week, and we really didn't see too much going through. The Nifty coming off by around 0.5%. Steel companies standing out along with TCS. But on the losing end, it was Yes Bank losing out 18% of its entire value, along with IndusInd Bank following the downgrade from UBS. Indiabulls Housing Finance, of course, a very volatile week there too, and we'll be talking about some of these names a little later on. But moving on to the broader market, we had a little bit of recovery in Motherson Sumi, perhaps a surprising one considering we have seen so much weakness there. Manappuram Finance, IFB Industries and Fortis Healthcare. And on the losing end, Jet Airways, through the course of the week, losing out a third of its value, down 35%. Jammu and Kashmir, well, no different, 30% loss there as well. And of course, the ADG companies continue to be under pressure. But let's talk about all those events that move the markets this week. First up, on Monday, June 10th, after the building, up to enforcing tariffs on Mexican goods, U.S. President Donald Trump takes a U-turn and suspends his tariff plans. The global markets took a collective sigh of relief and rallied as a result. On Tuesday, June 11th, after a week of troubles for DHFL, the housing finance company paid off 962 crores of overdues in NCDs. So that, of course, augured well for the sentiment for the stock. And on Wednesday, June 12th, trouble mounted for Reliance Capital and Reliance Home Finance as Price Waterhouse resigned as their statutory auditor for raising some key concerns with regards to the company's financials. Perhaps a very important development here when it comes to the entire ADAG pack. And of course, Jet Airways also faced turbulence as the NSE moved the company's stock from rolling to the trade-to-trade segment, which means that no intraday positions can be taken in Jet Airways, only on delivery. And of course, India's CPI came in at 3.05%, while the IIP was the highest since October 2018. Moving on to Thursday, June 14, in a surprising turn of events, petitioners Abhay Yadav withdrew his case accusing Indiabulls Housing Finance's promoter of embezzlement, and that actually led to some gains in Indiabulls too. Adani's Carmichael mine gets clearance from Australian authorities, though it really didn't have too much of an impact on the stock. And finally, a suspected attack on 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Hormuz sent crude prices rising, and that of course was an important event there. But that said, let's also take a look at what levels can we watch out for when it comes to the benchmark, the Nifty, as we move into trade next week. Now, so far, we've had max OI around the 11,500 put and the 12,000 call. It's a 500-point range. We really haven't seen too much change here, and we're going to watch out for these levels as we move into trade, going into next week as well. But this is as far as your levels are concerned. There are plenty of other big events as well coming on next week. So on Monday, of course, the June 17th, first Parliament session of the 17th Lok Sabha is set to begin. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be presenting her first budget on July 5th. And on Tuesday, June 18th, watch out for the two-a-day FOMC meeting, which will be held in Washington. And also, we may get to know who will succeed Theresa May as United Kingdom's new Prime Minister, as the second ballot is held to select her successor. And finally, on Wednesday, June 19th, Fed Chair Jerome Powell is set to hold a press conference with the FOMC's rate decision. So plenty of events lined up, especially across the globe, and they will most certainly have some sort of repercussions on Indian markets too. So we'll be watching out for them. And on that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but there is lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint, and we'll keep bringing you more.